All right, so the plan is to write a full song on guitar or piano or Wurlitzer or wherever it takes us. And then after that, we're going to produce it. So for me, the first thing that I usually do when I go to write a song is I'll pick up my phone and just kind of peruse through my notes and see kind of what I've been thinking lately. I have a pretty bad memory, so I try and write down everything I think as I think it, which ends up in many, many, many bad ideas, but a few good ones. So hopefully there's a few good ones laying around in here that we can work with today. And when I'm writing stuff down, it's not always like sometimes you get lucky and you just think of like a full phrase or a full stanza or a full chorus lyric or the first lyric of a song. But sometimes it's things just like I wrote down steel blue. I saw something that was steel blue. I said that's a cool pairing of words. But I do look, at least for me, it's easiest to either start with something that feels like it could be the chorus lyric or to start with something that feels like it could be the first lyric of a song. So let's see what we got. Oh, this is nice. What movie was it? I was watching a movie and the guy said, "I didn't lie to you. I just didn't tell you the part I didn't want to be true." That's pretty good. Okay, let's see what else we got. I want it all the time, all at once. That's nice. I like to, sometimes I'll try and find like a word to pivot off of. Like here, the example would be the word all. I think you can always kind of find like a nice rhythmic pocket for something like that. Let's see if we can actually. All right, let's grab the guitar. Okay, what was it? I want it all the time, all at once. And then under that, I've written, it's never enough. Actually, oh, this is from a few days ago. I feel like this was about, I have a lot of anxiety about how I spend my time because I have so many things I want to do. And often that leads to me doing none of them. So I feel like the older I get, the more I just want to write songs about like life. That sounds very corny and cliche, but here we go. Some nice chords. Maybe we can make it more open. There's a different voicing for that. G major 7, maybe. It's less jazzy, it's more like hopeless. Start on the 3rd. I want it all the time, all at once. It's never enough and it enough for me. So then I'll kind of just, once I find chords I like, I'll kind of just jam on those till it feels good. That feels a little snoozy still. I'm wondering if there can be something at like the end of the phrase that's more interesting. I feel like when I was first writing songs, I would do something like, I want it all at one time, all at once. And then like always leave that blank. Da, 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 da. But now I'm trying to like find creative ways to get back to like the first part of a phrase. So maybe something like, I want it all the time, all at once. It's never enough, want it all the time, all at once. It's never enough for me. Okay, that's good. It's kind of snoozy, which is okay sometimes, but let's see if we can find something that feels even better than this. What else we got? If you burn the candle at both ends, it's twice as light, but darker twice as fast. Okay, I like kind of the spiritually what that is saying, but I don't know if I love the phrasing, but let's keep that in mind because that's kind of cool. Sometimes I'll write something down and in my head I'll be like, oh my God, this is genius. And then I'll read it back and I'll think, this is not genius. And this is a good example of that. I had a nice time having a nice time with you. I feel like I remember writing that down and being like, that's going to be a big one. But who knows? Maybe we'll work it in. Oh, I like this one. This one's from back in March. Life's so long, but it flies by. You live a million lives by the time you die. That's nice. Phrases like that, to me, like, that isn't a song yet. That's like an accessory to a more like profound idea. But that by itself, to me, doesn't make me like feel enough by itself. Let's see if we can find something that kind of is a better like standalone idea. I think my favorite choruses are the ones that like, you don't even need to hear the rest of the song to understand what the song's about. If you just heard the chorus, you would get the gist of it. And then obviously your verse, your pre, your bridge, your outro, your intro, your whatever can give more context to that seed. But I really like when choruses are just like complete thoughts. Okay, this one's from back in April. Thank you for showing me what the beginning should feel like. It's such a shame that we couldn't get the end right. That I like a lot, and I remember what that's about. I feel like I'm trying to shift my perspective on relationships from this like forever or nothing thing. Like it either needs to be like the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, or it doesn't matter, to kind of you can meet someone, you can have like a beautiful, let's say 6 months together, and then they can end up not being the right person, but that doesn't invalidate the time you spent together. And I had that happen to me recently. And it didn't end up being someone who I thought was like the right person to be with forever. But I remember it ending and just feeling really grateful that they had kind of shown me again what like that real spark, that real, I guess, flame, for a lack of a better way of putting it, can feel like. I'm going to watch this back and hate that I just said that, but I'm trying to be real here. Okay, I like that. And there's actually a lot of times like I'll write like a little, I'll write a slash in like lines where there's like two options. So one option for this would be, thank you for showing me what the beginning should feel like. It's such a shame that we couldn't get the end right. And then another option for this is, thank you for showing me what the beginning should feel like. I guess it's okay that we didn't get the end right. And those to me are extremely different. It's such a shame that we couldn't get the end right feels regretful in some capacity. And I guess it's okay that we didn't get the end right. It's kind of more how I actually felt about this person, where it's like, it doesn't matter that it didn't last forever. What matters is that it was really nice for however long it lasted. And it's such a shame we couldn't get the end right. It makes me think of someone else. So I think I'm done writing songs about her. I've written about 100 million. So let's move on here. I guess it's okay that we didn't get the end right. Just because we broke up doesn't mean we didn't fall in love. Okay, that's pretty basic, but I think the gist of that is nice. We could work that in. All right, let's see if we can find some chords that kind of emote something similar to this. And I think I'm going to move to the Wurlitzer. Okay. Thank you for showing me what the beginning should feel like. I guess it's okay that we didn't get the end right. Da, 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 da. So sometimes I'll just kind of like almost say it out loud and see if it like rhythmically feels like anything. And this one, in a strange way feels not like it's in 4/4 timing. Like it already like feels like I'm going to be fighting against it. So let's see if we can find something in 6/8 that feels good. Like I've had the opportunity at this point to work with a lot of people who I consider heroes, and one kind of commonality that I've found in a lot of them that I've tried to take back to my own writing and producing is they're not afraid to suck, which I think is really important, especially when you're co-writing or co-producing. Like I feel like we all have this urge to be like just on and hit it every single time and play everything perfectly and never mess up. And I think when you do that, it can be impressive in the room, but it doesn't always yield like the highest ceiling of results. And I think so much of what I've seen that I think is brilliant is people just like fumbling through chords, things that sound terrible, things that don't make sense together, and then kind of happening upon something that feels amazing that their fingers maybe wouldn't have naturally gravitated towards. So yeah, I think like, I don't know, I always thought, my dad always said like the best way to learn how to ski is to fall down the mountain, which is a hilarious thing for your parent to say, but I think it is true, you know. And I think I kind of take that energy into the studio whenever I can and just clunk around as much as I can until it feels really, really good. Okay, so that we're in A major, going to the minor 5, into the 4. I love the minor 5, but it definitely puts it in a specific place sonically, and so I can get a little wary of that sometimes. So let's see if we can find something that's not that also feels good. So those are some chords. I've been looking for a home for these chords for a long time. And whenever I sit down at a piano or a whirly, it's like, you know, you sit down on a guitar, you sit down on a piano, there's like that first thing that you always play. I'm trying to think like what it is on guitar. I actually know what it is on guitar. It's a D major 7. I don't know why, but it's just that. But for me, like, it feels really good. So let's see if we can do something with that. But in 6/8. Then what is the words? Thank you for showing me what the beginning should feel like. I guess it's okay that we didn't get the end right. So let's try something. Showing me what the beginning should feel like. It's such a shame that we couldn't get the end right. Okay, that feels like it could be good, but it does feel definitely a little too low in my register, especially for a chorus. I don't really subscribe to like, some people think like the chorus needs to be like as high as you can possibly sing it. Like that's where the chorus should be. I think I get that through like a super pop lens, like a super mid 2000s pop lens. But at least for me and my songwriting and my music, I care much more about like how it feels, kind of like bodily coming out of my body, which sounds a little foo-foo, but I think once you like start to look at things in terms of that, it can help guide a lot melodically as well. And that applies to not just like singing as well. That applies to like how it feels in your hands playing piano or especially guitar. It's so tactile, like it needs to feel good in your hands. So I don't know. Anyways, we're in C. Let's go up to G. feel like we could find a little bit more interesting of a way to get back to our 1. So we're at like... That's nice, like minor 4, but I like that. Let's see if we can find something like that. So what was our little scan of it? Da 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 da. Tell me what the beginning should feel like. And it's such a shame that we couldn't get the end right. And it feels like it wants to go up here and find somewhere else to live. That's not bad, but it could be better. Thank you for da-da-da. Maybe it needs to like be more of like almost like a rocky melody. And I don't mean like rock and roll, but like ba-da-da-da. That's good. Ba-da-da-da. Thank you for showing me what the beginning should feel like. It's such a shame that we couldn't get the end right. Okay, that's kind of a nice verse chords. So the chorus is... I also like that the verse chords change twice as fast as the chorus. I think it all ended up making it feel like the verse is more exciting and that we're like really, really dropping into our chorus. Okay, so this is good. This is almost, for me, this is like the scary part, because from here I can only mess it up, because in my head I like there's this full song, right? Like we got our compelling chorus lyric, we got chords that feel really good, and we got chords that feel really good and work really well with the emotion of the lyric. So now it's just my job to not mess it up, and let's see if I can do that.